Well, hello and welcome back to the tower. So here we are again. It's, Saturday. What do we do on Saturdays? Well, our entire day revolves around the tournament because there is a tournament. Like, what else are you gonna do, right? So, as we are tournamenting on this day of the tournaments, I am here. Hey, Fuzzy, how you doing? And let's see. Hey, and there we go. Hey, Sar, how you doing? Okay, now obviously there is already an error on the screen. It's that Big Tower is not in the tournament. I have started, like, as soon as I can, trying to get Little Tower into the tournament just to get that done. It has been a lot of things going on. Alright, let's see. Bop. Oh, yeah, I have medals. Yay. Alright, let's see. Bop. We get them. We go to the Guardian, and we swap in Attack and Scout. Hey, Rubber, how you doing? Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that, Fuzzy. Tournament spec. Oh, we have a little bit to spend before the tournament. Let us spend it. Yep, and okay, Crit Factor, you are very strong. Sure. Cool. Go Crit Factor, I guess. Tournament cards. Alright, let us clean up the mess here. I really should just get Shattered Rare. It offends me. It offends me as a person that I have to spend keys to get it. Like, it's the most offensive thing, I think, in the entire vault. Like, and it's not like it's cheap. If it was 1 key or 5 keys, it would be okay, but it's 25 keys. It's just like, just go to hell. Just go to hell with that price. Go straight to hell. You know, don't even pass go, just straight to hell for that. Alright, straight to hell, don't pass go, don't collect $200. Put my good dimension core on. And yeah, that's going to become a problem soon. I'm hoping for a banner soon-ish. Banner, please, soon. Okay. Alright, I think we're ready to go. Oh, I didn't do my... We'll have to do... we can do everything now. Alright, let's get everything... Okay, we completed the... Okay, it's done. No, wait, it's... Is it... Ranged ultimate? Okay, 80 is fine then. Okay, that takes care of that. And then shockwave size... Okay, that is set up. Okay, so we're done here with this. Okay. Thank you, Rubber. Alright, now that everybody is safely in the tournament, I can take a relaxing breath of relief. Because everybody's in the tournament. I sound so relaxed the way I said that. Yeah, I don't control. I'm surprised. Now I'm trying to sell you guys pizza, huh? Pizza time. Like I'm a Ninja Turtle. Yeah, where's Gale? Where are you, Gale? Alright, I do have one other thing I have to kind of monitor on the side here. That is you. But I think that's locked in. Yeah, where is Gale? Somebody summon Gale. Oh, let me guess, Gale didn't get the notification. It would be a tragedy, Fuzzy, it would, so we're gonna try and wait for Gale. Hey, Gale, how you doing? You weren't first today, Gale, what happened? Yeah, in the episode, I got so distracted trying to get through Big Tower and Little Tower that I almost forgot to do the other towers' lifetime coins, so their coins kind of came in the middle. Oh, okay. Well, you're allowed to not pay attention sometimes, Gale. We'll cut you some slack. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't like that. That was not good. Well, Gale, it's very important that you pay attention to us. It really means a lot that you pay attention. We're all waiting for your question, Gale. We know you're going to ask it. At least we're hoping you're going to ask it. Right, everybody? Will Gale... There we go! There's the Gale I remember. So 22.63 sextillion. 9.24 quadrillion. Tower 3, which is Rocket Man's favorite tower, 16 trillion. Tower 4, Virus's favorite tower at 19 trillion. Tower 5, Sar's favorite tower, that's the wrong button, at almost 11 trillion. And Tower 6, New's favorite tower, coming in at 21 trillion. So that is a lot. The little ones are finally catching up. I'm very happy that they finally all have Spotlight. You have no idea how happy I am that they finally have all the proper ultimate weapons. It took Tower 5 away. He took a meandering path to get there. But we finally got them all. And now we can just focus on pumping that economy up. It's sort of funny, because we're finally making coins on them. It took a little while. Also, it's ranged ultimate. As you know, I have completed my enemy range lab now. Like, that is max level, so they lost 15% of their range. I don't know how that changes anything. It is right here, very faintly by the ILM line right there. It's hard to see because of all the other things going on, but it's right there, almost with my ILMs. So they really have to get in there. Well, they'll eventually be able to hit me when my damage stops being enough damage, but will they be the first thing to hit me will be the question. I'd probably die at a raise or something first by that point. Really? Not raise? Or overcharge? Or overcharge? I can't wait. Is everybody excited about the overcharge change? Like, I don't even understand the overcharge change. Like, why would you do this? Like, unless they give us something to, like, reduce the damage of overcharge or something like that, it's like, why? What did Sam say? Because I missed what Sam said to that. I have a feeling that's going to upset a lot of the top players, so that's why I'm surprised by the change. Like... Hey, Zeno, how you doing? I mean, we know the damage, though. It's 1 out of 65, 535. And then every shot it gets off, it adds 1 to the numerator. So it goes 1, 2, 3. So if it shoots you 3 times, and then the next one's going to be 4 out of 65, 535. Or maybe it's 65, 536. I'm not sure. I just feel like that is not a good change. Like, the Saboteur change, I think, is great. Because that at least gives you a chance to respond to the Saboteur. Like, if he turns off, like, I don't know, Chain Lightning or Chrono Field or something like that, you can at least have a response. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens. What else is coming in the next update? Let's take a gander at the things they said. Oh, that's where the module buffs are coming too. The module buffs are coming. They're also buffing Primordial Collapse, which I was surprised. I was surprised by that. Oh, and they're buffing Swamp Rend, which is I don't know how good that. I don't know if that's good or bad. The Swamp Rend changes, but it's a change. Because there's now going to be 2 more levels of Swamp Rend that have to add elites and fleets to the rending. I know some people were really excited about that, but then other people were saying, like, it's not really going to change anything. Because it's something with the way that Rend multiplier works is really not as strong as it seems, or something like that. I don't have a poison swamp, so I don't really know how the poisoning is going to work. Oh, and for Saboteur, everyone has... Okay, they go after the main stat. Okay, I somehow, like, didn't know how to read. So for the main stat, for Death Wave, Smart Missile, Poison Swamp, ILM, and Chain Lightning, the main stat is considered damage. For Golden Tower and Spotlight, the main stat is considered the bonus. For Black Hole, the main stat is considered the size. And then for Chrono Field, it is the slow percent. So that actually kind of makes sense. I was thinking it was just going to go down the list and knock all the stats down. So that means my Death Wave will get, like, instantly disabled. My Smart Missiles will get instantly disabled. My Poison Swamp will instantly get disabled. My ILM will instantly get disabled. And the only one that stands a chance is Chain Lightning. But that's fine. Like, I don't use those anyways. I just have them. And it doesn't say anything about new labs, so at least I know I'll still be working on these labs. I wasn't sure about doing defense percent, but I threw it in there. I was like, whatever, we'll do it. I figure it might help me, it might hurt me, whatever. Time will tell, it always does. Also, I'll be very happy when I finish these labs here. The cannon and the core. We're at 23 out of 30, or 22 out of 30, really. So these are actually getting done. And of course, we have our disco labs. We have to keep discoing. We got a disco all night long. I am surprised I am 7xing. I am very surprised I'm able to do that. Oh, I didn't realize people left the guild. Aw, damn it, Nick. Did you, like, quit again? Alright, well, now that I've been... Alright, Nick at night. Well, I will wait to hear back from Nick before we... Okay, I guarantee the chat froze again. Hold on. It did. Oh, yay, Toaster Sarcasm. They did not say anything about more levels to Workshop Plus, which I'm kind of surprised about. No, Sam has actually been in the chat one time. She was here. She said hi. I mean, I don't think Sam is an LLM, so I don't think she hallucinated. Okay, so you're telling me that somebody left the second guild. I wonder who left. Let's take an inventory of who's here. Yep, these are all familiar people. Yep. Okay, Elijah came back. Oh, good. Laft has been active. Oh, Alex has come back. Okay, who the hell left? Well, we know what time that is. Alright, well, alright, no pointer. HK. Okay, well, do you guys want Tower 3 or Tower 4 to return? I give you the option to pick either. Tower 3 or Tower 4? We'll hold a vote on which tower returns. Yeah, how am I doing in Alexa Plus, Gale? Am I still, you know, Gale, well, we're gonna do a vote. We're gonna do a vote. Okay, there's the vote is being voted on now, so you make your choice on who gets to come back. And I will honor the choice by whoever you pick. And I will not vote in my own poll. And if it's a tie, then I don't know how we solve this if it's a tie. So don't make it a tie. Yes, Sar, but we need them to get boxes for us. Who will return? Did anybody else have a terrible time this tournament? Because I had a terrible time. No, we can't have it be a tie. It's Tower 4. Okay, so Tower 4. Let me say my goodbyes. My friends need me. I must go. Thank you for all the fish and boxes. Oh, you got an easy first place, Sar? Congratulations. Oops, that's the wrong button. Hey, look, he's here, Spider-Man. Spider-Man has joined the guild. I really should have probably not named all my accounts Zaerdin, but now it's too late. We can't go backwards. Okay, he's in. He is gonna be doing boxes for us again. Hey, New, how you doing? Hey, Gale? Do you have stone packs in Alexa Plus? I could give them nicknames, but instead I called them all Zaerdin. Yeah, I should have this should be Zaerdin Prime, right? And this should be Zaerdin Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta, and Epsilon. Gale, how many stone packs have I gotten this month? And Alexa Plus. Oh, thank you, Rubber. Zaerdin is my favorite, too. Only one? How many stone packs can I get per month, Gale? Gail, why don't you donate a stone pack to my tower in Alexa Plus? Can you do that for me? And then, Gail, we can upgrade the tower, right? It's not going to cost you anything if you give it to me, Gail. Yes! Yes! Oh, thank you, Sar. I'm so happy to be part of Zaerdin Plus's creator program. And that's a good time to remind everybody, don't forget about the creator code. You can come in here. Zaerdin. I think they changed it, so now it's okay. Just one confirm now. I don't have to confirm. And if you choose to support me, thank you so much. If you choose to support somebody else, well, thank you for watching. And if you choose to support nobody, well, thank you for rejecting capitalism. Oh, no. I think I'm going to run Tower 3 again. He died. I wasn't ready for him to die. I didn't buy his buffs. How negligent of me. Yay! Thank you, Gail! Because YouTube is scared when you repeat the same character over and over again, no. That's all I can say. It gets scared. Oh, whoops, we're gonna pop this. Oh, has everybody been enjoying the World Cup? Sar, have you experienced the joy of ranch? I don't even like ranch. And I'm American. What does that say about me? Like, what is... Like, I don't even know what ranch tastes like. I think it's made of mayonnaise, which I don't like mayonnaise. I've never liked mayonnaise. I like garlic and I like onions. I mean, you know, Rubber, you know me, I'm constantly eating salad. You don't like garlic? Garlic is like my favorite. No, sorry, you have to... like, everybody from Europe who has come to America has been going nuts over ranch. I don't understand it, because I don't really... I've never had ranch. You are allergic to garlic? What are you, a vampire? Got a vampire here. Uh-oh, we're in danger. Vampire. Well, I'm sorry you can't enjoy garlic because you're allergic to it, because garlic is one of the great flavors of the world. I consider onions and garlic like my man vegetables, because those are the kind of vegetables I eat. I can't do your lettuce. I used to eat a raw onion. I used to eat, I would buy so there was a time when I had, I couldn't leave work for lunch, right? They had prevented us from leaving work for lunch. So I would have to bring my lunch to work with me. And I would get so hungry during the day, and I was not allowed to eat anything because it was against my diet to eat too much food. And I would get so hungry that, you know, I don't like vegetables or anything like that, really. So I would bring a onion to work with me, a whole onion, okay? Bigger than my fist. And, I would go into the break room because I had tried eating the onion in the room where we were all quarantined in because we all had to work on this thing. And they kicked me out of the room. And I go, oh, okay, so onions are the new smoking. I get it. And I got banned to the break room. And so I'm sitting there in the break room with this flimsy plastic knife, sawing the onion. Yes, eating raw onions. Yes, absolutely. And I'm sawing the top and the bottom of the onion off. And this guy sees me. And he's like, Zaerdin, come here. And so he gives me this big butcher's knife. Okay. Then one of the guys, because I was working in this office, and somebody sees me with this huge knife cutting this onion, and they go, oh my God, there's this guy in the break room with this giant butcher knife cutting an onion. And they told like the help desk people about that. Like they reported me to the help desk like I was like a criminal or something. And the guy just goes and starts laughing, and he goes, yeah, that's just Zaerdin, it's okay, he's just having his onion. Well, after that I became Sir Davos, because Sir Davos smuggled the onions. So I became Sir Davos after that. He was like, oh no, there's this guy in there with a giant knife and an onion. And he just starts laughing, and he goes, it's okay. It's just Zaerdin. He has a strange diet. I'll have raw garlic. I used to eat raw garlic. I used to eat a clove or two of raw garlic every day. And in fact, I ate so much garlic that I had like a garlic aura. And people would know I was there because when I got close to somebody, you could smell garlic. Really, Lucifer? No, I was. It's funny too because they also called me the Hound because I ate chicken every day. I would go to Publix. I would get them to make me unbreaded chicken tenders, and I ate unbreaded chicken tenders every day at work. And they called me. They would also call me the Hound. But they like calling me Sir Davos more because he smuggled the onions. But yeah, I mean, that was funny. And so I would eat the whole thing. I would just eat the onion raw. I would just eat it like an apple. And like, people were so disturbed by a big, giant, muscular guy, because back then I was like super jacked, right? That's why I couldn't eat anything, because like I was like super ripped, and I didn't want to get fat. And so, like, I was trying to find something I could snack on. And, oh Lucifer. I mean, I was, back when I was in shape, I was in such good shape that I would radiate heat. Like, I literally was sitting at my desk and I had somebody walk by me. And they would be like, oh my God, Zaerdin, you're so hot. Not like physically attractive, but like, you're burning up, I guess would probably be the better way to say it. And I go, I know, because they don't run the air conditioner in this office. And I would just like smolder in my chair. No, Fuzzy, I will tell you the funniest thing about me getting in shape, like really good shape, is I thought that would, you know, this is sort of why I find the looks maxing thing so hilarious, right? Is I sincerely thought that the problem with me was that I was ugly and fat. I mean, I was still ugly when I lost weight, but I was less ugly and not fat anymore. And I thought that was the problem, right? But the funniest thing is, damn it. Getting in shape. The funniest thing is getting in shape didn't help me at all with dating, but every guy I talked to, because I was so jacked, thought that I must have been, I swear to God, every guy thought I turned into Pussy Slayer 9000. It was the weirdest thing. Because it was so bizarre, because every guy thought that I all of a sudden, you know, that happened for me, and I just laughed, and I would just laugh, like I wouldn't, you know, because the thing is, I actually had problems. Wait, what do you mean, Cat? What? Oh. No. It's slang in America for something else, Sar. Let's say it's slang for being very successful with women, which was the funniest thing ever to me. Hold on, I have to move some stuff around. I also lost my train of thought a little bit. But I mean, it was just so funny to me. I don't know. I mean, it just made me laugh so much, because, and people were talking about, oh man, it's only going to be so long until you get married, Zaerdin, and I'm like, and then and the thing why it was so funny was because when I originally started working there, okay, I got harassed, and I'm not even joking. Like, it wasn't done like in a mean way, but it was definitely like, it weirded me the hell out. Because, like, I don't even know how this happened. It was so weird. Because I was just working there, and I swear to God, this happened. And like, I didn't talk about my personal life or anything like that. And then one of the guys that was working there, we had some foreigners working there as well. Put one of the foreigner guys up to me, okay? Put him up to this, okay? And like, I came in and I sat at my desk, and he comes up to me, and he goes, Zaerdin? And I go, hey, what's up? He goes, Zaerdin, when are you gonna fuck a girl? And I just look at him. I look to the coworker I sat next to. I look back at him, and I just roll my eyes. So it's sort of funny that I went from getting harassed like that at the job to then every guy thinking I'm scoring with every woman in the office. It was so bizarre, the transformation. Hey Glenn, how you doing? It was like the weirdest thing that happened to me. And no, I didn't go to HR and make a big deal out of it. I was just like, okay, well, this is how it's going to be. This is how it's going to be. No, I didn't say, hey, Susan. I just couldn't believe. Like, I was actually in shock when that happened. Because I'm like, I like couldn't believe that here I am at my professional job. And this is what we're doing? Really? This is what we're doing? I was so confused. It was a very confusing time for me. Like, I couldn't believe it happened. And, like, I just remember, like, I just, like, froze up. And I just, like, oh, God. Are we back in high school again? Or I guess we are back in high school. And that was when I really learned that you never actually leave high school. I mean, it was like I worked at another job where it was so bad, like I was sitting next to I was helping because we had two girls that worked in prod support, and you know, they were just talking back and forth, and it was about another guy that worked there. And how mean he was to all the women that were there and all this. And it was so bad, like, I'm like, oh my God, what, you know, and I'm sitting there I'm sitting there next to them, and I'm trying not to react. And what they were saying was so bad, I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to talk to my boss about this, aren't I? I know who this guy is, I know who they're talking about, and I can't believe this is happening. And so I when they're finished, I go to my boss and I say, hey, I need to have a meeting with you right now. And we go into a room and I say, look, you know this guy, I know this guy, and the girls are saying this about him, and you know, and all this, and you know, I don't know what to say. I just know that, like, you know, this is kind of serious. And he's like, well, you know, the guy's just kidding around. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but this is, you know, kind of serious, dude. Like, this is, like, going beyond, like, kidding around. They're actually, like, bothered by this. And, like, I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm just letting you know. And the ball is in your court, man. Because it made, like, hearing about it made me uncomfortable, dude. And anyways, I don't know what happened because I quit the job like shortly after that. I went and got another job. So I don't know what the end result was. Like I know the guy. Well, I'll say this: I don't feel like the guy had nefarious intentions, but the guy was just like such an asshole to women. For whatever reason, and I never understood it, but you know, I did what I was supposed to do, and I explained this, and then I just left. You know, I just was like, I'll leave it at that. Like, I'm not trying to make a stink here. I just think this is wrong. You know. The other funny thing that happened at that job is it was a really high stress environment, and I was working there. And it didn't bother me any because I just like, well, whatever, you know, what are they going to do? Fire me? Okay, fine. But you know, it didn't really get to me. You know, you just go to work and do whatever, and you know, just try to make it through the day, right? And anyways, one of the guys, like, he had like a meltdown. He had like a complete and total meltdown, and he scared one of the girls. And it wasn't funny. The funny part of it was like she moved her desk. She moved her desk to sit next to me because I was the biggest guy in the office. And she goes, "Steve, I'm gonna sit next to you because that guy just freaked out. We had to have him removed and all this." And I'm like, "What the heck happened?" And apparently we had a problem in the office where one guy just like freaked out on the girls, and like he started screaming at them, and they were actually like scared, and he had to get escorted out of the building, and he got fired. And they were all like really spooked, and the one girl's like, "Screw this, I'm gonna come sit next to Steve because he's the biggest guy here." Yeah, I did it. Damn it, I leaked my name. Anyways, so that happened. And then we had to have the locksmith out to change the locks because, we had to change the locks and all that. And the problem is the lock was a passcode lock because they didn't want to give everybody a key. And the issue was they added a new passcode and didn't remove the old one. So then they wanted to take all the girls in the office were so upset about that that they took the batteries out of them. All right, Gail, stop it. I'm Zaerdin. Gail, delete that memory. I'm Zaerdin. That's better. And anyways, that's how you know this story is real, because I accidentally said my other name. And anyways, so like I get to screw. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on here, right? And then I find out that they left the old code in the thing. So so what happens is I end up taking the door apart, and I take the mechanism out. I find out the model number, I look it up online, and I find out how to clear the code. And I end up becoming the locksmith and changing all the codes on the locks so that this guy can't get back into the office. Because, I don't know, I didn't see what happened. I heard it, I heard a bunch of commotion, and then he ran out the building or whatever. Because I was in another part of the building. It was it was a room where there was a room in the front, then there was a hallway with some small offices, and then there was a room in the back. And this all happened in the back, so I didn't really see any of it. If it did, I probably would have been like, "You need to chill out, dude." I'm because I was actually not the biggest guy in the office. There was actually a guy who was taller than me in the office. It was weird, but where I was at, I was the biggest guy there. And anyways. It was so bizarre. That whole thing was so bizarre. But I got the locks changed. I ended up changing the locks for them, and I changed the code in the locks. And it was just such a surreal experience. It was so weird to have all that happen. But it was just, I guess, a really high-stress environment, and some people couldn't handle that, I guess. I mean, for me, it was like, I don't know. It's one of those things, whenever I work or whatever like that, it just becomes like, well, I mean, work is work. If I'm not doing this, I'll just be doing something else. So, what's it matter, Maybe that's a really, weird way to take it, but that's how I kind of take it. It's like, well, it is what it is. If it's not this, it'll just be something else. It was a very confusing time. I'll say that. Because everybody was so stressed out and everything. I was like, I just did my job, and to me my job was to make sure I didn't take work home with me. Right? That's actually why people ask me about my job, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to talk about my job. My job, my day-to-day job, it's whatever. I don't want to talk about it. It's work, right? You work, I work, everybody works. It's just work. It's nothing special or unique. It's not, it's not like I'm a firefighter or, a police officer or where like stuff happens all the time. No, I just work in IT and I'm just pushing paperwork all day long. Yeah, I mean, it's to be fair, it's digital paperwork, but it's the same idea. Also, it's hard to talk about my job, too, because, like, most people don't understand. Now, crazy stuff I'll talk about because, like, somebody exploding in the office in anger, that's, like, wow, but most of the time it's just, like, I'm just moving digital, I'm moving bits from one bucket to another bucket. That's what I do all day. Yes, Gail, that's actually how I introduce myself to younger people, so they'll remember who I am. Because I obviously, like, Gen Z works at, like, a lot of places now. Some of them will be like, can't remember my name, and I'll be like, dude, I'm just the guy from Minecraft, okay? And that's how they know who I am. Because as soon as you make that, everybody knows who the Minecraft guy is, so they're like, oh, he's the Minecraft guy. Like, a lot of things that have happened in my life, I can't believe that they've happened. Like, never in a million years would I think that that somebody I worked with and kind of knew at an acquaintance level at work would actually, like, get that upset. I think a lot of it is just how I was raised, though, because, like, so I was I don't know what this is a symptom of. No, there was no physical violence. There was no physical violence. Yeah, well, just stop saying that word, Gail, and then it won't happen. There was no physical violence or anything like that in the store. There was nothing like that. I mean, there was no violence or anything. It was just, he just, like, started screaming at this girl about something. And it was really weird because she was the sister of somebody who was really high up in the company. He just started, like, screaming at her. Like, really, really, like, again, I heard all this secondhand, right? I was in the other room, and then he just apparently started screaming at her at, like, the top of his lungs. Well, I'm talking about physical violence. There was no physical violence. It's not like he punched somebody. But he was screaming at her at the top of his lungs. And I don't even I didn't even understand what started this, right? I thought violence by definition had to be actual, like, physical. Yeah. There was no physical force. But he was just like, he like went absolutely ballistic on her from when I got secondhand. Oh, Tower 6 is done. And again, unfortunately, I missed all this because I was in the other room. Oh, Lord, no, don't do that. Well, I hope that didn't come through on the stream, or now I'm in trouble. God, I hate that it does that. But yeah, that was one of the things. Like, it was. Now, I had another time, which was actually worse than that. It was, I was working at this company and I put in my 2 weeks notice. And one of the employees got like super upset that I was leaving, I guess. And he actually he ended up threatening to hurt and maim and unalive one of the other employees in front of me while I was there after I put in my 2 weeks. And like I'm like, oh my god. Like, we had to send him home. We had to write up a whole thing. We had to give it into the boss. He got of course he got fired immediately. It was, and then like then on top of that, you know, I live in America, right? And so we're like, oh my god, is he gonna come? Like, there was actually a concern that he was going to come and shoot the workplace up. So I had to go through and I gave everybody a drill, and we all did a drill on what to happen if there was a workplace, you know, thing like that. And so we all did the drill of running away and, you know, all that. And I told everybody, you got to be very careful if something happens. You have to make sure that you know where the exits are and you run out of the building, get to your car, and just get the hell out of here. So we literally did a drill where we all like ran out and left. No, it wasn't a school. This was I was working at a small office at this time. And like I made everybody do a drill, and we all practiced running to our cars and getting out of there. Like it's one of those things. Like, no, there are Fuzzy. There are a lot of workplace shootings as well. School shootings just make the most news because they take place in a school. Actually, workplace shootings didn't even start with school shootings. No, Gail, everybody did not get to drive home. Just everybody ran to their car, started up their car, and then basically that was the end of the drill, and then you went back inside. But it was to get everybody in the habit that if something happens, you need to run to your car, get to your car, and start it up and leave. And not freeze. Because like a lot of times, Gail, when something like that happens, if you're not mentally prepared for what to do, you freeze. So that's why I had to do the drill. And so, Fuzzy, just so you know, in America, the history is actually workplace shootings. It was actually the post office that had the shootings first, because during the Reagan administration, they made the post office into such a dehumanizing and such a dehumanizing experience for like the long-term postal workers that's where the term "going postal" came from, right? So workplace shootings, they just, you don't hear about workplace shootings because they're so common, right? They're so common, they're not even like a thing, right? I mean, it used to be at the post office because of the whole going postal thing, and that was actually like really the first thing. And so like I didn't know how serious this guy was or anything like that. Fortunately, like nothing happened, right? You know, fortunately nothing happened, but I wanted to make sure that everybody had the, you know, had the knowledge to say, okay, if this does happen, what are we going to do? You know, because the last thing you want to do is freeze up, right? Because if you freeze up and don't react, you know, you're just a target at that point. And so we did a whole drill and, you know, I walked everybody through. Let's make sure we know where all the exits are. I mean, it's also like this is mandatory training, like even in schools, right? Like the fire alarm, like we had fire alarm drills and stuff like that at school, so you know what to do in case a fire happens. So it's really like, to me, no different than that. Well, I'm glad you felt that, Fuzzy. I couldn't, both the times that this happened, I couldn't believe it was happening too. Now, I'm kind of like conditioned myself, right? Whenever I go into a building, I'm constantly looking at the exits. I'm constantly scanning people, seeing if anybody's acting weird. I mean, I remember that, like, I had the weirdest experience when I was traveling somewhere. So I'm watching everybody really carefully because, I mean, I'm alone traveling. I don't trust anybody. My natural instinct is whenever I'm in public, you don't know what anybody's about to do, right? At any moment, somebody can just, start doing something inappropriate. And, like, I couldn't figure out what was up with this guy. He goes up to, like, one of the terminals and he starts punching stuff in. And I'm like, what the hell is this guy doing on the computer over there? And so I keep watching him. And then, he apparently had, like, a whole, like, we end up boarding the transit, and I watch him he was the most suspicious guy I'd ever seen. Fortunately, when we get on there, he brings out, like, a Magnum bottle of wine, and he just starts drinking that, and I'm like, what the hell is this guy's deal? And, I watched him the entire time we were on the transit. And, like, fortunately, nothing happened. He just, left after that. And I was like, that was, like, the weirdest guy I had ever seen while traveling. And, I try not to travel, right? Because, to me, when you're traveling, you're just asking for trouble, right? You're putting yourself in an unfamiliar situation. You're generally unequipped to handle these kind of situations. And, it's just very dangerous, right? Traveling is just like one of the most dangerous things you can do as a person, right? And anyways, it was just really weird to see that kind of behavior. And I could never figure out what he was doing, if he was just drunk or if he was a pilot. Like, that was the thing, because it was like, did you work for this, or are you Yeah, that was me. I was the weird guy, because I couldn't figure out, like, why are you on the terminal? What are you doing? I mean, I cased everybody. He was the weird one, so he's the one who got all my attention. Of course, I was traveling with, like, just a backpack. No, I don't even remember, like, it wasn't a racial thing. It was the fact that he went on the terminal. Like, he went on the computer terminal and started typing stuff. And I don't know why, because it seemed like the body language I saw was like he wasn't supposed to be doing that, but he was doing that anyways. And, like, I don't know why, that just threw the biggest flag to me. Like, what is this guy up to? It was so weird. Because he looked around to make sure none of the attendants were around it. All right, well, that's cool. He looked really suspicious anyways. And then he got on the terminal, and I'm like, what is this guy doing typing into the terminal? Like what's going on here? And, like, maybe I, should have said something to somebody, but I'm just, like, staring at him, watching him do this, looking around to see if and nobody else notices what I'm noticing. And I'm like, great, what the hell is this guy up to? And I'm just watching him. Ever since then, I mean, I'm watching all the other passengers too, right? Because you don't know, he could be a distraction for somebody else. They could be working as a team, right? But it was just so weird. It was so weird, and then the whole flight, I just watched him while he drank his giant bottle of wine. I doubt that. He wasn't, if that's what he was trying to do, Fuzzy, he wasn't doing a really good job, because all he decided to do was get drunk. That's all he was doing. He's getting drunk. I mean, I'll be honest, I might be a little bit guilty of being a paranoid. But I'm paranoid because, I try not to get involved in those kind of situations. It was just so weird. Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, I guess I've had a lot of one of the things that was really weird is where I used to live, like I walked to a lot of places. I really, I don't, like driving, obviously. And then at some point, one of the guys goes that, I'm passing him on the street, and he just goes, hey, how many miles per day do you walk? And, I feel like this is a really suspicious question. And I go, oh, well, I walk probably about, at the time I was walking like 4 to 5 miles a day, just to get around town, right? And so I was like, I don't know, 3 to 4 miles a day. And I go, oh, why? And he's like, oh, I just see you around a lot. And I'm like, oh, okay, why? You live around here? And he's like, well, no, I'm homeless. And I was like, oh, that's, So then, like, all the hairs on the back of my neck stood up. Because I'm like, oh man, now the homeless people are like, what's the word? I can't think of the word. But like, it was like all the homeless people apparently were keeping tabs on me. And I was like, oh man. And then, because I'm guilty of like, I don't vary like my path very much. Like when I find, I basically try to take the most efficient path everywhere. So I'm very much a boring creature of habit. So I'm always walking the same path over and over again. Like I'm never the guy that's like, oh, well, I'm going to walk this other way this other time. Right. And that's one of those things that I've learned from, like women who jog, like they're supposed to vary their runs. They're supposed to vary the time they leave and all that. Because it's apparently very dangerous for a woman. Like if she jogs the same route at the same time every day, that can get very dangerous because all it takes is one person like learning her schedule, and then now she's been abducted by the guy who had was stalking her, right? And so like I don't really while I know of these things, right, I don't really take them into consideration because I'm a guy. Like, seriously, who's going to abduct me? I mean, I guess they could try to... I'm also a big guy. You're going to have to really wrestle me to get me into that van that you want to take me to the Black Ops site. But anyways, it was just really weird to know that, like, all the homeless people had tabs on me, and they talked about me because I was the guy that was walking all around the place. And really put me, I wouldn't say it put me on edge, but it really made me keep an eye out for them. Well, fortunately, sorry, I still have both my kidneys. There was a few times when I was just walking and somebody would get really weird. Fuzzy, I'm not the kind of person that can do the underworld. I can't do that. So, but like one of the things I would do is like if like something weird happened, right? Like let's say there was a guy, I got a really bad vibe from him or something like that. What I would always do is take a picture of like a nearby landmark of where I'm at, and I would text it to myself. So in case anything happened to me, there would be a picture that I texted to myself of with GPS coordinates and all that, of course, of where I was before I got into trouble. Because I think I watched too many of those people who disappeared things, and like that was just really that was really weird. Those, you know, when somebody just goes somewhere and just straight up disappears. But Fuzzy, you know, I'm not any good at, like, you know, the underworld or anything like that. I don't have the, what is it called? What is it called when you have knowledge of the underworld? Is it like street smarts, right? I don't have any street smarts, Fuzzy. I was a kid from suburbia, okay? There was no underworld or anything like that. It's like again, like it's like when I tell you guys, you know, I had a friend who was working at a storage unit, and he tells us, hey, he told us about the warning signs to look for when making meth, right? And then for like, I don't know, maybe a half hour to an hour, I was talking to my friend who was a chemist about like, hey man, like this meth thing seems really profitable. Do you think maybe we could cook meth and sell it? And for like a half hour, we thought about doing it. And then I realized, okay, well, who would we sell it to? Because we're not going to be selling it on the street. We need to move this stuff in bulk, right? And it was at that point that then we realized, oh yeah, we're just going to get arrested because we're two kids from suburbia. We have no idea how the underworld operates. And any attempt to like learn how the underworld operates, we're just going to end up selling it to a police officer. Yeah, okay, this is a really stupid idea. We're not going to make meth. That was like our 30-minute Breaking Bad arc. Oh, I hope his project turns out well, Gail. It was like for 30 minutes, I was Jesse Pinkman and he was Walter White, and then we realized, oh yeah, we're just gonna get ourselves in trouble. Let's not do this. Well, I considered it for half an hour, Fuzzy. I considered it for half an hour. And then it was like, oh yeah, we're just gonna get caught. Never mind. Never mind, we're just gonna get ourselves arrested. There's no way we can pull this off. Let's just move on. No, Dare went to my school. Dare, I mean, I don't have the experience other people had with Dare because, they came to my school and I don't really remember anything special about Dare, and then they left, and I was like, okay, well. I was just never interested in, like, I never was interested in drugs. Well, my thing with drugs is because they were not pharmaceuticals, and what I mean by pharmaceuticals, because, like, there was no, like, it's not like you get the drugs from your pharmacy or whatever. But my thing is, I could never trust somebody enough to put something in my body that wasn't, like, regulated right. Like, which probably sounds like a really weird thing to say, but I had, like, weird trust issues with, like, I didn't trust anybody. And one of the things I remember growing up was when I was in high school, one of the kids, he took LSD to trip because they were... Apparently, some of the kids were they offered me, I used to know this hippie girl, and she offered me some acid. I said, no, thank you. Not really into that, but, you enjoy your magic school bus ride or whatever you're going to do. And anyways, he had taken some acid, and he was just feeling terrible, and he kept saying, oh, man, they laced this stuff with Raid. Oh, and he was looked like absolutely miserable, and I'm like, yep, that's why I can't trust anybody. And that's why I don't do illegal drugs. And he just looked so miserable because he said it must have been laced with Raid, which, again, I don't know anything about that kind of stuff, but that was enough of a warning to me to be like, okay, we're not doing that. I mean, I don't know, Fuzzy. I mean, that's what he told me, and I'm like, oh boy. So Raid is a pesticide in America that's used commonly to treat bugs. And, like, that was enough to freak me out to never even, like, I never wanted to try drugs anyways. Because, like, first off, drugs are expensive, right? And I was like, I don't need to get into something that's expensive. Yeah, usually roaches. So, like, I was like, I don't need to get involved with something expensive, right? And then, I got Ray. Ray? Yep, Ray got me. And so I was always like, I knew the deal, right? You get me addicted to drugs, and I spent all my money on drugs, and then basically now I'm committing crimes to be able to afford drugs. I don't need any part of that. I could just not do any drugs, and then you can just sell your drugs to somebody else, and we'll just leave it at that, right? And anyways, I was not a part of that life. And I was also like I was like, I'd rather just sit around and play video games. Video games are like, I don't know, that's probably about as good as drugs are. So let's just play video games. I'm not going to get in any trouble. It keeps me in the house. I'm not going to get into trouble with anybody. So I'll just stay and play video games. And that was basically why I never got involved with drugs. That's why I never went to any. Also, as a kid, I couldn't get away with anything. My mom always knew when I was up to something, and I just learned as a kid, I can't talk myself out of anything. I can't get away with anything. So we're just going to sit at home and play video games and not get into trouble. And that's what I did. That's what I did. I was like, I'm not getting away with anything anyways. Let's just stay at home and just not get into trouble at all. Well, this is an anti-drug PSA. It's important to understand the context that this is anti-drugs. Yeah, sorry, this is anti-rugs. See, I didn't have a raver girl named Sprite. I had a hippie girl, but she wasn't like my hippie girl. She was the hippie girl. And everybody was mean to her because she smelled like B.O. And, I didn't like that she smelled like B.O., but, that was her hippie thing, right? She didn't want to use deodorant, I guess. It was weird, but, okay, she's that's just, her thing, right? She's a hippie girl, I guess. I don't know what it was. I thought she couldn't use deodorant because she was a hippie. I don't know if that's, like, what they believe in. But a lot of people were, like, mean to her about it, and I was just like, well, that's just what she does. She's not hurting anybody, so it's fine. I guess she did hurt my nostrils if I got too close to her, but that was my fault. I don't know, Fuzzy. I don't know if, she was just a hippie. She was like a straight up, like, she ended up quitting our school because her parents and her moved away to the hippie compound. Or sorry, the commune? The hippie commune or something? They all moved to, like, the hippie commune. And so I was like, oh, well, it was nice knowing you. Have fun on your hippie compound. And, and I never saw her again. Because she moved to the hippie compound. There was apparently a whole group of them. The funny thing is, this isn't... I mean, this is, you know, like, I didn't fit in with anybody. Like, they had their little hippie group, and then there was one less hippie when she left. I didn't fit in with any group. I just did everything by myself because I'm weird like that. That's one of the things I learned early in life, is just like, I don't fit in anywhere, so just let me just stay by myself. It keeps me out of trouble. But they had their whole little hippie community thing, and then she had her other hippie friends, and then one day she went to the hippie compound and I never saw her again. But, you know, that's just life, man. I did that. I didn't hack any of the computers, but one time I found out there was a way to lock up the library computer, because we used to have a library computer for looking up books. And what I noticed is you could turn off, like, by default, it would scroll, and it would display, like, the books in a page of 10, right? And I figured out how to turn off the showing it 10 at a time, because the whole thing was it would show it 10 at a time, and then you were supposed to hit enter for the next 10, etc., etc. And I figured out how to turn that off. And so then I turned that off. And then what I did is I found out the most common word, of course, is the. And so I looked up the word the, and then the computer locked up, and it would just sit there and start scrolling through the books constantly for all the books, because there was, like, I don't know, like 100, you know, millions of results for the word the. And after I did this, I just walked away from the computer, and then I see the librarian eventually comes over and starts looking at the computer, and then she's on the phone with somebody, and they're trying to stop the computer from doing this. I just fortunately didn't start laughing, because I'm like, oh, wow, I really locked the computer up really good. But that was the most I ever did. That was the most I ever did. Was War Games the one where they changed, where the kid hacked into the school and started changing the grades before they found the computer? Well, I didn't do it to both computers, Glenn, but it was just so funny because she's on the phone and she's trying, like, all these things. Yeah, well, let me tell you, Sar. I had that arc in my life, not with the hacking, but, you know, trying to, I mean, I told you guys that, we used to have take-home math tests, right? And anyways, well, guess who? Guess, like, I had the like this is the thing that happened to me that I think all my friends think broke me, right? And well, I'm glad your grandson watches those videos. I had the biggest crush on this girl in middle school. And the thing was, I got frustrated with myself because I couldn't figure out why I had a crush on this girl. It wasn't like she was nice to me or anything. And, anyways. Oh yeah, I remember Cup Holder. And, anyways, Like, we had take-home math tests, and I would always help her with her math test. And, the short of that is that experience ended up not going well. And then I learned, like, very quickly to just, like, I was so, part of it was because, like, I couldn't understand why I had a crush on this girl. Like, why this girl? And then the other part of it was, like, it was basically, it basically went so bad that I realized, like, okay, you clearly, Zaerdin, you just should not like women because it doesn't work out for you. And so I had a whole spiritual journey the summer between 8th and 9th grade to learn, like, all right, we need to just not have crushes on women because it just doesn't work out for us. Let's not ever do that again. So I learned, like when I went to high school, it was like, we're just going to focus on getting through high school. And then it was the same thing with college. It's like, let's just get through college. It was actually funny because I got so used to, like there was a girl in college, and I was so used to, like, my intellect not being something that could impress women. Not that I'm saying I'm smart or anything. But she always wanted to compete with me in class, and I thought it was, like, the weirdest thing ever to me, right? She would demand, like, we would have all these assignments, and she would demand to see what I got. And every time on every assignment I ever did, I beat her. I wasn't even trying to beat her, I would just beat her. And she got so frustrated with me. And I was like, you know, what do you want from me? I'm just doing the assignment, you know? And then there was something going on for Halloween. It was called, I think, Hellraiser, right? And so she's like, you really should go to this. And she gave me a card for this Hellraiser thing. And so immediately in my mind, I'm going, oh my God, I can't go to this. I don't have any money. I can't afford this. I don't have a car. She's probably going to expect me to drive there. I don't want to, you know, what is this social pressure? What's going on? Like, why are you doing this to me? And so anyways, I'm like, I'll think about it. And she goes, no, you really should go. You really should. And I'm like, and then, like, in my mind, I'm just locking up. Like, my brain is just locking up because I'm like, why does she want me to go to this? Why is she trying to get me to do this thing? I don't do things. I stay at home where it's safe. And I'm like, oh, well, you know, I'll think about it. And she goes, no, you really should go. And I'm like, and like, at this point, I'm just like totally locked up. I'm very confused. I'm like, why is she suggesting this so strongly? And I'm just like, okay, I'll think about it. And so I took the card home with me. And then I was like, oh, thank God I got out of that situation. I don't need to be going somewhere for Halloween. I can't afford it. And fortunately, it never came up again. And then, like, I'm not kidding, I was explaining this story to about 4 years later to a friend, and I was like, oh, I think she really wanted me to go with her. Well, I just needed to get through college. I don't know Cindy. But yeah, it was so weird because I never had that experience. Like, she was so competitive about grades, and she gets so frustrated that I beat her every time. And I'm like, I'm not trying to compete with you. I'm just trying to, like, get through this class. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I guess it was a very confusing time for me. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I figured that out, X. Like, I figured that out, like, 4 years later. I mean, I had a lot of reservations with her because, like she told me all kind of stories, and I'm like, oh. Like, she told me this one story. Like, she used to babysit for somebody who was really, like famous around here. He played for one of the local sports teams. And I was like, uh-oh. This girl must be very wealthy because she must have lived in a really... And that to me was like... Oh, well, I'm not, you know, I'm very much, like, if she was nobility, right, I was a commoner. I was like the guy from Flea Bottom. And I'm like, oh, wow, you babysit for him. Oh, wow. And I'm like, oh, this girl is like royalty. I can't do anything with this girl. She's like royalty here. I need to remember that I'm a commoner, you know? So I was very class conscious as a kid, like where my place was in society. And I was like, oh, well, I can't consort with somebody of her standing, you know. It was sort of weird. Like that was more intimidating than anything, because I'm like, oh wow, her parents must be like really wealthy if she lives in this nice neighborhood and she babysits for that guy, you know. At least I assume she was in a nice neighborhood because of the babysitting thing. And I'm like, I'm just a commoner, can't associate with the nobility. But it was a very unusual time. And also, I was like when she was asking me, I'm sitting here going, like, how do I explain to her that, like, I don't drive and I don't have money? Like, Yeah, maybe I did, Fuzzy. Maybe that's where it all went wrong. I was just so intimidated. I was like, oh no! Yeah, I decided to stay home. You know, stay home where it's safe, you know? I just stayed at home where it was safe. Great. It's gonna rain, I think. I don't want it to rain. Oh, really? You saw the bear? Where did you see the bear? Did the bear see you? What kind of bear was it? Was it a big bear? Oh, a black bear. Oh. Well, remember, if it's black, fight back. That's if it's a black bear, fight back. That sounds wrong if you don't say the rest of it. If it's black, fight back. If it's brown, lay down. If it's white, say goodnight. I always had this fantasy that I would hunt a polar bear and kill him with a spear, and then I would keep him as my fur trophy. That's what I wanted to do: kill a polar bear with a spear. Wait, if you tower over it, that means it's not that one you need to worry about. You need to worry about his mom. If it's a black bear, you fight back. If it's a brown bear, you lay down. If it's a polar bear, say goodnight. I can't eat a polar bear. I can't. As far as I know, you can't eat you can't eat the liver of a polar bear. I don't know. Can you not eat polar bear? I thought you couldn't eat polar bear because it had too much vitamin A in it. Or is that just their liver? Yeah, I haven't had bear, believe it or not. I haven't had bear. I heard it was really greasy. It's sort of dangerous, too, to eat animals that are at the top of the food chain because of biomagnification. I have eaten reindeer, though. I ate Santa's reindeer. I got it shipped from Finland because reindeer is something that they eat in Finland. So I got some reindeer jerky sent over. So I've at least eaten Santa's reindeer. Hold on a second, I gotta turn my fan off. My body is cold, but my ears are hot. I think some animals I'm probably not going to be able to eat. Like, I don't think I'm going to be able to eat like lion or tiger. Wait, what's the most dangerous mammal? No, venison is deer. I don't know if venison is also reindeer, but venison is deer, and I haven't had deer. Hey, Ned, what's up? I think I've had crocodile, but crocodile wasn't really that good. Oh, well, no, I have not. Or, sorry, it was gator, it wasn't crocodile. I think I had, like, gator nuggets or something like that, and it wasn't any good. You know hippos don't swim? They run against the bottom of the lake? I didn't know that hippos couldn't swim. Hippos run against the bottom of the lake. They're so dense that they run on the floor of the lake. And I was like, what's up with that? Let's see, can you eat hippo? Oh, it's legally banned in many countries. Oh, I think they do too. Apparently, it's illegal to eat hippo, so I guess I won't be able to eat that one either. It's classified as bushmeat and is strictly illegal to import or sell in countries like the United States. What the heck is bushmeat? Okay, Ned, have fun with DBZ, man. What episode of DBZ are you on? Bushmeat refers to the meat of wild animals such as non-human primates, bats, rodents, and antelope, hunted in forests and savannas, primarily in Africa. Oh. Oh, okay. Well, I hope you and the wife enjoy DBZ together. I've been watching House of the Dragon. Apparently something big happened in season 3 of House of the Dragon, and I haven't watched any of House of the Dragon, so now I have to watch the whole thing to get caught up to season 3. I've made it through the first 5 episodes, and like the first 3 episodes were just really boring. I don't think so, Fuzzy. Yeah, I didn't realize bushmeat is just like wild animal meat. I know that Maria had a cricket protein bar. I don't think I've ever had a cricket protein bar. I'm not sure, because it could have been like, I could have tried a protein bar that was made from cricket at some point in my life. Because I used to eat protein bars all the time. And I don't specifically remember if I tried one from cricket. I might have. If I did try it, I wasn't that impressed with it, because obviously I'm not eating cricket protein bars now. Really? How are the sea turtle eggs? I heard that's like highly illegal to eat. Like, no, I haven't had sea turtle eggs. I also I haven't had turtle. You know, sorry, I've never had horse meat. I don't know why I've never had horse, you know? I also haven't had moose. I have had deer though. They say horse is like comparable to deer. Venison is like, to me, venison's a little hit or miss. Venison can be pretty good. I haven't had kangaroo either. Has anybody had kangaroo? Horse meat tastes exactly like beef, and I bet you couldn't tell the difference. Oh, that's impressive. How was it? Really? The best lasagna ever. Oh, congrats, Oth. And hey, Oth, how you doing? Horse meat lasagna. Really? Did you enjoy the horse meat lasagna, sir? Oh, okay. Sorry, doesn't buy. Oh, are you too good for frozen lasagna? Preserve. No, wait. Is that the weird one? Yeah, no, not doing that. Absolutely not. Yeah, because it looks like poison. Oh, he wants fresh horse meat. I got you. Sorry. Well, I don't got fresh horse. So is fresh lasagna? Really? Oh man! Right, I thought. Oh, that's gross. That sounds so gross. No. Oh. Oh God, that's so gross. They slimy? The slimy egg? No matter how much you boil it, it's still slimy. Oh, now I gotta blow my nose. It's so slimy. It goes down like a slime. Ugh. 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 Slimy. Ugh. Yeah, I'm gonna wash my brain with sea turtle eggs. That'll get all the mucus out for sure. Okay, how are we doing over here? Okay, well, we're still working on spotlight missiles. We're almost, I need to wash it with wash. Oh. Oh, really? Yeah, I've heard, like, sometimes if you go travel, you'll find, you know, like, the locals will sell you the illegal stuff. And they were so slimy. Ugh. Like the reason I'm so surprised, New, is I thought you couldn't eat sea turtle eggs. Like, that was like a big thing you couldn't eat anymore. Like, I remember growing up, and they had, you know, we lived by the beach, not like on the beach, but we lived like close to the beach, so you could drive there like an hour and get to the beach. And I remember that they would actually harvest the sea turtle eggs, and they would put them in like cages to protect them from the animals, because the sea turtles were having so much trouble living. And then, oh, okay. And then they would basically like help the sea turtles like hatch, and then when the little sea turtles hatch, they would send them all out to sea. And you know, because you got to protect them from Mario and Luigi, right? And that was a big thing I heard about. And so, like, that's why I'm so shocked, because I remember going to the beach, and they would have them like out for the public to see, not the turtles, but they would show that they had harvested the sea turtles and put them in these things to like incubate them. It tasted like slime. Have you ever had slime? Have you ever like blown your nose and then eaten it, Glenn? That's what it tasted like. Yeah, because they had to protect him, like I said, from Mario and Luigi. That's what happened. Unfortunately, like, I think there were actually at one of the places I used to live, I think they used to have it where like there would be an event where you could go and you could watch the sea turtles hatch and make it to the beach, because somehow they figured out the timing of when they were going to go. Because they would actually try to escort the little turtles and make sure they already all made it to the, you know, to the water. It was so bad, it didn't need a flavor. It just tasted terrible. Why did I eat my burgers? That's what I imagine being like. Oh God, this is so gross. This is so gross. It's like I'm eating snot. Why am I eating snot? Oh no! Why am I doing this to myself? Oh man, I went to Wall Street Bets and somebody tried to take out a loan. Oh god. Oh, I love Wall Street Bets. Yeah, I'm just like, I can't get that image out of my head now that you start eating the sea turtle egg and it just like sticks to everything. Alright, thanks Glenn. Thank you for watching, man, and happy farming and have a great evening. And it's like, oh god, this is terrible. Can I just get it down? What, Fuzzy? What, is the sea turtle too much? Like, obviously, you can't eat sea turtle eggs, guys. You can't do that anymore. It's very illegal. Well, I mean, it's important to share these experiences. Ooh. I can't do the Pac-Man dying sound, sorry. Whoomp. Oh, no, that's not it either. I don't know how to do it. I know what it sounds like, but I can't make it sound. But anyways, I need to get to the store. I need to find out if it's gonna rain. Wop wop. Oh, I guess maybe that was it. But anyways, I gotta get to the store. So once again, guys, as always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to support the channel. And if you have any questions, feel free to say something in the comments. I do always look forward to your questions. And as always, thank you again, and I hope you have a great day. Good night, everybody, and happy farming.